So hello and welcome to this Adobe Animate tutorial. We are going to be working with JavaScript and we are going to be in HTML5 document. So right now I will show you what we are going to be doing. And I already created a very similar tutorial and I will talk about it in the moment. But basically we are going to have a button pick card, and if I'm going to click, it is going to every time generate me a different card. And the first tutorial, you do not need to go ahead and watch that one, that depends on you, but I just want to very briefly tell you that the first tutorial I divided onto two parts, and the first part was basically get the cards from the freepik, get it to the Illustrator, then from the Illustrator to the Adobe Animate, and the second part was only the JavaScript part. And the difference between the first tutorial and this one is that in the first one, and I will show you in here, I had all of the cards directly in the stage, and I was just hiding them with the for loop and then showing one random card. And in this tutorial I am going to take a different approach because I am not going to have anything on the stage. I am going to have all of the cards in the library, and we are going to get the cards directly from the library. So I have in the library, if you are going to open it, maybe you are going to have it like so. So you need to extend it a little bit, and I have all of the cards which are already symbols, and they are movie clips. And there is a possibility to put this linkage name, and I have the card's name only symbol 1, symbol 2, and so on. But if you click, you can see what card it is. And if I am going to double click in here, I can put a name. And I have created the names basically red 2 up to red 10. And then Jag is going to be red with capital J, Queen with capital Q, and so on. So now, if you want to get something from the library, because if I am going to hit Ctrl Enter, right now we are going to have an empty stage, and if I click F12 to make sure that I don't have any error, I don't have. If you want to get something from the library, what you need to do is, and by the way, you can right click and choose actions, or go with F9, and I'm going to type this, add the child. And right now I'm going to type in here new lib and red 2, for example. So this new lib is like new from the library, and the red 2 is the name that we have created. And right now if I will hit Ctrl Enter, it is going to put me this card in here, but it is going to put me to the left top corner. And if I'm going to go with something different, if I'm going to type in here red J, for example, it is going to give me Jack in here. Alright, also there is one thing which I want to show, and that's I can put this new library and the name to the variable. So I can call it, for example, let red J, or you can call it let card J, or whatever. But this name has nothing to do with the name that is in the library. So it's fine that in the library I have the same name. This has nothing to do. And I can make that let red J is going to be equal, and I will just copy this like so. So it is going to be new library red J. And then instead of writing it in here like so, I can basically copy it from here and paste it in here. So I'm going to write this at child and the variable that I have created. And right now if I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, it is going to work like so. And if I would maybe change this variable, for example, red J is going to be red 2. This doesn't make sense, but if I would change this, it would be like so. So now what I need to do, but let me put it like so. I'm going to comment out this code because I just wanted to show you this. When you comment out, it's like it's not even there. And right now I'm going to create an array. So I can go with let, or I can go with const, and I will go with const. It's more common with arrays, and I am going to call it to be const cards is equal to an array. And in here I am going to very simply type new lib red 2, comma, and then I'm going to copy this, Ctrl C, and I'm going to put it like so, new library red number 3, And basically right now I will have to put all of the cards in here. Maybe there are better approaches how you can get things from the library, but this is how I would do it, like so. This is number 9, this is number 10, and it is alright that I have this array on the multiple lines. I am a little bit zoomed in so you can see better, but you can have it on the one line or you can have it on the multiple lines. If you are going to have a comma between them and you are not going to write something incorrectly, for example, you cannot write new like so and so on, this should be fine. So right now I will just hit Ctrl Enter to make sure that I don't have any error with some kind of comma or something like that, but I don't have. And yeah. So now if I would type that this add the child, and I'm going to type in here cards 0, it is going to put me to the library this card. So I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and it is going to be this one. Because arrays are, as I said in many tutorials, 0 based, so the first element is number 0, this is number 1, and so on. So if I'm going to put number 2, it is going to be this one. Okay, this is 0, this is 1, and this is 2. So I just want to make sure that you understand, but yeah. So now what I want to do is I'm actually going to, I can just comment it, or I can delete it, it doesn't matter. And I'm going to generate the random number between 0 and, right now we don't know exactly how many elements are in the array. And I can go ahead and count that this is going to be 0, this is going to be 1, this is going to be 2, and so on. But what I could do maybe is type in here console.log cards.length, and I'm going to hit, I will have to put it like so, and I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter. And now if I hit F12, I'm going to see that the length of my array is 13. And that basically means that if the length is 13, that the first one is going to be 0, and the last one is going to be 12. Alright, so I would like to generate right now a random number, which is going to be between 0 and 12. And I'm going to create a variable, so I can call it let random, or I can call it to be card index, and I'm going to make it equal to math.floor, math.random, and I'm going to multiply this by the length of my array, so multiplied by cards.length. All right, and I'm not going to explain this right now. If you don't know how to generate the random number, you can go ahead and watch the previous tutorial. But basically, this is going to generate me a random number, which is going to be between 0 and 12. And right now, what I can do is I can type that this, or I can copy it from here. So I'm going to type this at child cards, but instead of writing a number in here, I'm going to type card index like so. And right now, if I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, it is going to generate me every time a different card like so. All right. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and position the card, because I don't like it. I don't like that it is in here. So what I'm going to do is I will go to the library, and I'm going to get any card to the library like so. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to align it to the center. So I will go to the align tool, and I'm going to align it like so, and make sure that you have this align to stage. And the cards, they have, or when you get something from the library, it is going to have the anchor point in here on the corner. So what I can do is I can go to the view, I can go to the rulers, and I'm going to get a ruler in here, and I'm going to get a ruler in here like so. And if you want, you can like zoom in and see this, make this perfect, but for me this is fine. And what I can do right now is I can double click on this one. This is the y coordinates, and this is going to be 225. I'm going to just round it. And the x1 is going to be 275. And if you have an issue with this double click, maybe you have sub-selection tool or something else, so that's why it's not going to be working. So you need to have a selection tool. So one more time to make sure, this is 225 and this is 275. So what I can do is I can go back to the code, and I'm going to type in here that x is going to be equal to 275 and y is going to be equal 225. Alright, but we cannot obviously do it like so. So I'm going to create a variable, and I'm going to call it let x position, for example, is going to be 275, and let y position is going to be like so. Alright, and now what I can do is I can create a variable, and I'm going to call this to be card. So I will type let card like so is going to be equal, and it is going to be equal to cards of card index. Alright, and this is the similar thing that we was doing at the beginning. We are just putting this value to the variable, and now instead of writing this at child cards card index, I can make only type in here this at child and card like so, and I will hit Ctrl Enter, and like so. Right now we have this card with number 2 because this is something that we have put it directly to the stage, and in here we are just going to generate the random card. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this from here. So if I hit Ctrl Enter, it is not going to be there. And what I can do, I accidentally opened my Photoshop, but yeah, it doesn't matter. And right now what I can do is I can type that card.x is going to be equal to x position, like so. And then I can type that card.y is going to be equal to y position. And I will rather copy this to make sure that I'm not going to make any error, like so. So right now, if I hit Ctrl Enter, this is going to be in the center, or you can position it as I showed you wherever you want. Alright, and now what I want to do is I would like to create a button. So one more time, I'm going to temporarily put my card in here. Like this, and I'm just putting it because I want to see where my card is going to be versus where my button is going to be. So I'm going to create new layer, and I'm going to put it below, and I will just get the shape tool. I will go to the properties. I can go with maybe orange color, and I'm going to create a button, and I'm going to get a text tool with the white color, and I'm going to type in here add the card, or maybe better is going to be pick card, like so. And right now I will just basically eyeball it to the center. And we could I'm going to convert this to the symbol, so F8 or modify convert to symbol. Symbol 14 is fine, and I'm going to click OK, make sure it's movie clip. And I'm going to leave this button on the stage. I'm not going to get it from the library. So I'm going to have it in here. And right now I will have to create an instance name. So I'm going to call this to be btn pick. And I'm going to copy this name. And now I can go to my code, and I can actually get rid of this card because right now I do not need it. And I will go back to my code with F9. And in here I'm going to type that this btn pick, and I'm going to type add the event listener, like so. We want to have an event listener which is going to be click, and we want to call some kind of function. So I'm going to call this to be pick card f, but this name you can choose whatever name, and I will copy this. And right now I will create this function. So function pick card f. And now what I'm going to do is in this function. First of all, I'm going to generate this random number. So this let card index is this math.floor math.random times cards.length. Then I'm going to also put this in the function. So we are going to create a variable which is going to be represent this array cards and the index that we are going to generate. Then we are going to then I'm going to cut this and I'm going to put it in here. So this at child card. There is one issue, and that's that when we are in the functions inside, we cannot use this like so. So we either need to create a variable which is going to be let something, for example, root is going to be equal to this, and then instead of writing in here this, I can type root, or I will actually get rid of this. You can leave in here this like so, but in the even listener you need to after the function type dot bind and this. All right. Without this bind this is not going to be working if I'm going to have in the function this. But yeah, this is a little bit more complex, but yeah. All right, and then what I'm going to do is I can also put this in here. So I'm going to cut this and I'm going to paste it in here like so. Now if I'm going to hit Ctrl Enter, and if I'm going to click, it is going to generate me a card, and if I'm going to click, it is going to generate me more cards like so. Alright, this is fine, but this is not all, because there is one little issue, and that's maybe I can show you that right now if I'm going to click pick card, it is going to generate me this number 4, and if I click one more time, it is going to generate me a different card, but the last card is still going to stay on the stage. And right now if I'm going to click many times, I am going to have all of those cards on the stage. And one thing that how I could maybe show you this is that if I'm going to change every time X position, so I'm going to copy this X position and I'm going to type that X position is going to be plus equal 20. So every time that I will click, the new card will be a little bit on the right. So if I'm going to click Ctrl Enter right now, and if I'm going to click, I will have a card, and if I click one more time, I will have a new card like so. So every time it's going to generate me a card like so, and I don't want it this way. What I need to do, and actually I don't want this, but for now I will just comment this out, and I'm going to create a for loop. And in this for loop, I'm going to remove all of the cards from the stage. So I'm going to type for let I is equal to 0, I is smaller than cards.length, and I plus plus. And now I'm going to type in here that cards of I, I'm going to type like so. This remove child, and we are going to remove cards of I. So basically at the beginning we are going to remove all of the cards from the stage, even though only one card is going to be on the stage, but we are going to call a loop which is going to try to remove all of them. If I'm going to call this remove child on something which is not on the stage, it's not going to give me an error. So this is going to try to remove all of the cards, but only one card is visible, but there is no issue that other are not visible. Hopefully this makes sense. I don't know. But maybe right now I can uncomment this one, and if I'm going to click Ctrl Enter, and if I'm going to click, it is going to generate me a card, and if I click one more time, all of the cards, or the one that was visible, is going to be removed from the stage, and I'm going to have a new one, and like so. But I don't want it to move every time. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to I can just comment out this code. So yeah, basically this is it. This is all. I can click, and this is every time going to generate me a different card. And the better way, or the better thing about this is that if I'm going to make this with the visibility, that I'm going to have all of them on the stage, then all of the cards needs to be loaded. And if I'm going to do it this way, only the card which is visible is going to be loaded. But yeah, this is it. This is all. I'm not going to show in these tutorials the way how you can export this. As I said in the previous tutorials, I'm thinking about making a general tutorial about exporting, but it's annoying to explain it every time. So this is all. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in some other tutorials in the future. Thank you. Goodbye.